Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and in this one we'll be continuing with year number 3 of our Arizona Diamondbacks franchise rebuild in MLB The Show 18. And in case you haven't seen the first two videos, feel free to go back and check them out on the channel. The links are also in the description. But if you have seen them and you've just kind of forgotten, like I have, because it's been a while since I've been doing this one, we'll just do a quick little recap here. So we went 96 and 66 in 2018. We won the division, and I think it was pretty close by like 1 or 2 games. But we lost the NLDS, so it was a quick postseason appearance for us, unfortunately. But overall, a really good season. The next year, we kind of fell off a little bit, kind of underachieved, underperformed. A lot of guys had a bit of a down year. So we unfortunately didn't make the postseason. But we did go 83 and 79, so we stayed over 500. Now, to the team's defense, as you can see, we're in a pretty tough division right now. The Rockies, the Giants, the Dodgers, all good teams, all teams that can make the playoffs, all teams that are fighting to win the division. Though I do think the Dodgers are most likely to win the division, or the Diamondbacks, of course, because you know that's our team. But yeah, I mean, we're rated 10th overall. So technically speaking, we should be able to make the playoffs, at least as a wild card team. And I really don't think that, you know, that's out of the question. I think we're a good enough team to make the playoffs, as long as we stay, you know, as long as we perform as we should, and, you know, kind of just fill in the holes a little bit and make sure the team's as strong as we can get it. So yeah, we're going to move into the off season, hopefully get started on a good year. And we'll see who retired. Our first base coach has decided to retire. Okay, so we need a first base coach, and we also need a manager and a farm director. So we'll do that a little bit further along in the off season. But for right now, let's see who retired. And we have 2 guys, Ladendorf, decent kind of depth piece, and Dbacks. So nothing major there. Alright, so let's move forward. We got Beltran Pools going into the Hall of Fame. Probably first ballot Hall of Famers. I don't think there's too much of a question there. Very good players. So they're the only 2 inductees. So moving on to the free agent negotiations here, we got a couple of players. Probably not going to be signing young. I do think Duda is a good backup first baseman to have. He provides a good amount of power off the bench. I know he didn't really show it last year, but usually the average is a little bit lower and the homers are a little bit higher, which is what I'm expecting. But I still think he's a good backup, so we'll offer him a 1-year deal. Boxberger's performed pretty well with us so far. I'm a little hesitant just because usually he doesn't do too great, but you know, he's performed for us so far, so why not give him a 1-year deal, see how he does. I think Cabrera, you know, I really like him as a utility player or a bench piece. I'm just wondering if there's a better option in free agency. So I think we might wait on him actually and see if there's a better option. If not, we can always come back to him. I don't think he's going to be in too high of a demand. Shelby Miller performed pretty well for us last year, though I don't really want to give him $9.1 million. I really think that's too much for him. You know, he's had like 2 or 3 years, I think, prior to 2018 where he's struggled since he's been traded from the Braves. Last year for us in this game, he did pretty well, 3.68 ERA and 180 plus innings. His whip was pretty high, or not really high, but too high for my liking. Yeah, I don't know if I want to give him 9.1. I will. No, it's not even worth it. Like I'll give you 6 that he's not gonna want. Yeah, take that, Miller, please. Cishek, I think we're gonna move on from. He's just a little bit older. Struggled last year. Kind of was in decline. The last that we saw, so I think we're gonna move on from him. We do have a bunch of prospects in closing pitchers here. Merced, Pryor, Mejia. Sasaki is probably capable of taking over a spot in the bullpen if Cishek is gone, so I think we're good to let him walk. Though I probably will pick up another arm for the bullpen in free agency if I see one. Harrison is, he performed pretty well for us, better than I expected him to. So I think a 1-year deal, he's not really trending down just yet, so a 1-year deal might be good. Maybe $5 million. And then Goldschmidt. I'm not really sure what exactly determines whether a player accepts the qualifying offer or not, because, I think the qualifying... I mean, we want to give him about 14, because we do have Bradley waiting, kind of to be like the first baseman of the future, but he's not ready just yet, maybe another year or so. So we want Goldschmidt back at least for just 1 year. So 14 million, I'm a little hesitant with the budget because I know we're going to end up being pretty tight with it. I think 14 million is good. I don't want to lose him and then not get anything back for him, like a draft pick at least. So I want to tender him a qualifying offer, but it's, it's almost 4 million more than the offer that we gave him, which, I'm kind of wary of the budget here. So I don't know what exactly determines how a player, or if a player accepts that, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll tender him that. So we're going to be moving on from Cishek, potentially Cabrera, probably Miller, and definitely Chris Young. So I'd be very surprised if Miller accepted that, but, we'll try. So let's assume a few days here, see if anyone accepts those offers. So Duda, Boxberger, and Harrison all accepted their offers. Of course, Miller did not, and Goldschmidt has yet to accept. So moving on, still the same. All right, so looks like everyone else became a free agent, which is what I expected. Yeah, so we'll see if Goldschmidt accepts the qualifying offer. The offer that we gave him obviously is still there as well. But let's look at free agency. I'll come back off screen in a moment and go through the arbitration and renew the contracts, just so that we don't necessarily waste time with that. But I wouldn't mind, especially since we're probably going to lose Miller, I wouldn't mind getting another pitcher. We got Corbin, Eovaldi, Godley, Walker. Yeah, so... I don't want someone too expensive, but I don't know if there's going to be a lot of options. He's 9.1, he's 9.1, he's 3.8, but I don't want to sign him. I don't really want to go back to Buchholz. If anything, I would have kept him another year, but I didn't. Cahill, I'm not really looking to get. LeBlanc, maybe Nova. Sanchez in real life is pretty good, but not in the game. Nova, depending on what he wants, his walks per 9 are great. Yeah, definitely. I think we can get Nova on a 1-year deal. Maybe LeBlanc too, just to provide some depth. His walks are also really good. I know he didn't really perform that well last year. We can try. We can try. It's only $2.5 million. In the bullpen, just trying to see what the salaries are here. Thornburg 4, McHugh 4. I don't necessarily want. How's Vincent? Vincent's usually good, so maybe we can offer him 3.7. Oh, Ramirez. I didn't know his walks per 9 were that good. He's actually not that bad. Maybe sign him to like a 2-year deal, because he is only 29 still. Yeah, so 2-year deal for him. Maybe Vincent? I'm not sure. I think we gotta take a look at the roster and see exactly. Why does Zach Wheeler have Michael Gibbons' face? What? Alright, that's a mess up. What I was saying was, I think we're going to have to go back. There he is, there's Wheeler. I think we're going to have to go back and check out the roster a little bit before we move forward today, or do any of the contracts, just to see exactly who we're looking to get. Like, for instance, I don't know if I want to get 2 relievers if I really need to. Maybe I just need 1. Because there are a few question marks there. We don't need any catchers. We don't need any first baseman, at least not right now, depending on whether Goldschmidt accepts his offer or not. Second base? No, I think we're good. We could use a utility guy. and potentially someone at least that can fill in at short or slide into another position as a starter, and someone that we already have can play short. But again, I'm trying not to spend too much money here. Maybe Spangenberg? I know that -3 there is probably just from him sitting in free agency for a year, because when it's all one number and all across the board here on the attributes, that's usually what it's from. But he is only 29. Sometimes he can be a good player, at least off the bench. He only wants a $1.5 million. I think we'll do that. I might go with Cabrera. I don't really know that I want to use Walker. How much does Carpenter want? 7 point. It's a little high. Yeah, maybe we'll go with Cabrera. So let's offer him a 1-year deal. See if he takes that. And then of course the outfield. I do want to trade Souza Jr. I want to make a few trades if possible. But again, I want to look at the roster and see exactly which players I want to move. We do need some depth pieces. Another, not starting, but another bench outfield bat for the Major League roster as well. So, I don't know how much these guys, 5.5, it's a bit much. 4.2, what about Calhoun? I don't know about Calhoun. He's a little old. I'm worried that he's going to decline a little too much. I would like him, but I'm worried that he's going to decline a bit. So maybe we go for McCutchen. Yeah. Try McCutchen for 1 year. 5.6. And then... Wait, was he offered? No, he wasn't. Okay. 0.6. And then maybe another guy, Gonzalez. Again, I think then that drop there is just from being in free agency. He didn't play last year, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll offer him a deal too. $2 million for him. I think that's good for right now. I just want to see the offers that we've made. Quite a few. Quite a few. Yeah, I think I'm going to withdraw Vincent, keep Ramirez. Probably just withdraw Millers too. We got 7 guys here. I'm a little unsure with McCutchen just from the salary point. But yeah, let's go back to the roster real quickly before I go into the arbitration and the contracts. Trying to see guys that I might trade. Maybe Corbin, but if I move him, I'm worried that I'm going to make the rotation too weak. But if not, he could be a guy that could bring us back a decent amount. I may look to move Rogers. Yeah, Rogers, just because he's trending down. Didn't do too well last year. Usually he's pretty decent, but I don't know. If he's trending down, I'm a little nervous to keep him, so I might move him. I don't know about anyone else. I do want to move Souza. I think that's about it, though. Probably. Alright, so let's sim a day or two. Actually, no. I'm going to go through I keep forgetting. I'm going to go through the arbitration and the contracts now. I'll do that off screen. I'll meet you guys back at this screen in just a second. Alright, so we finished the arbitration. We did all the contracts, so everybody's good. The only guys that we didn't offer anything to was Recker, Decker, Prince, and Marrero, as you can see on the top there. So we released those 4 guys. Everybody else has a contract offer. So we're going to sim through a few days, see if anybody accepts the offers that we have for free agency. We got Goldschmidt again, McCutchen, Ramirez, Nova, LeBlanc, Cabrera, Spangenberg, and Gonzalez. That was more for me to remember than you guys, because I got confused a little bit with going through all the other contracts. Alright, so let's sim through a few days here. We got the Red Sox signing Jeffers to a 2-year deal, Brewers signing Rondon, Dodgers signed Castellanos, Nats signed Smith, a lot of signings. So let's see. Who did we get? Anyone? We signed McCutcheon. Okay. We signed LeBlanc. We signed Gonzalez. We signed Spangenberg. There's 4 guys. I think there were 8, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, did we sign Goldschmidt? Oh, we did. Okay, cool. So we got Goldschmidt. So now we're just waiting on these 3. Ramirez, Cabrera, and Nova. Okay. So let's sim another few days. No! Ramirez accepted the Brewers. That's okay. I don't know if Vincent's still going to be available. Yes, I would like to stop simulating. Free agency. So we're still waiting on these 2. I just want to... Nope, wrong buttons. Going too fast for myself. See if Vincent's... No, he's not. Dang. Pettit. Yeah, but he's trending down. I guess just as a depth piece, it'd be good to have him. Johnny Venters, Brandon Maurer. Definitely don't want Maurer. Yeah, maybe we'll just sign Pettit here. Alright, so let's do this. Did we sign anyone? No, we did not sign anyone just yet. Alright, let's see, we signed Nova. Okay, so we're just waiting on Pettit and Cabrera. Oh wait, did we sign Cabrera? Did I miss that? Yeah, we signed him. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're just waiting on 1 guy now. And that'll bring us to 87, and then we can sim and worry about the trades a little bit. We're still waiting on them. Did we... Wrong thing. Did we get him? Oh my gosh. Take the deal. Please. Nope, not yet. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna... we're just gonna keep going. The Reds signed Marte to a 5-year deal. Angels signed Wheeler to a 4-year deal. The Marlins signed Scope. It's a pretty big name for the Marlins to get. Rendon signed with the Rangers. The Orioles signed Hamilton. Hamilton hit 280? Oh my god, is that a first? The White Sox signed Bogarts. That's pretty good. A lot of rebuilding clubs signing some bigger name guys here. Who are we waiting on? Did we sign him? Oh my gosh, Petit. Alright, so the Rays acquire Ozuna from the Cardinals for Kyle Tucker. It seems like a little too much for Ozuna. We don't need the Rule 5 traps, I'm going to skip that. The Tigers signed Arenado. No longer interested, why not? Wait, do we even need him? Let me make sure we need him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'd like to get another guy in there as a depth piece. Oh, I forgot that certain guys, yeah. Alright, so we have a few more options now. Okay. I'm just quickly looking through the starters here. I don't think there's anything. It's too low. We got Kelly. I'm not too big on him. Oh, it looks like he took somebody else's offer. There's really no one here that we can... Maybe Schugel, but I'm not really interested in him. Just kind of to be a backup, I guess. I mean, we'll offer him a deal. Okay, fine. Nobody come to the Diamondbacks. Yeah, so let's just sim then. I think we're good. Red Sox are interested in a trade. Pedroia. I don't know. Pedroia and Christian Arroyo, who I'm not a big fan of in this game, for Goldschmidt. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, moving on. Padres signed Gregorius to a 5-year deal. Alright, Givens. Yes. Okay, so usually what I do, I don't know if anybody else does this, Usually I wait to sign the coaches, which could be a bad idea considering when you're trying to sign people in free agency. Some of them want high-tier coaching, which I just realized. So maybe it's not the best idea, but usually I wait until the end here to sign guys so that we don't have opposing offers, and you know, the guys that we offer it to, we know we're going to get. Just because a lot of times when I sign them earlier, I always end up, you know, losing out from another team. But for the managers here, let's see what we get. Dbacks, we'll try him. C, he's a C. Yeah. What? Also, another thing that I always do when I'm signing coaches, I always come over to submitted offers after I actually submit the offer. Usually, this doesn't happen, but sometimes you'll see like the attribute grade. Like here, it says he's an A, but on the submitted offers, it says he's a C. So I'm always a little wary of that. So let's go down to the guy that, you know, I think they suggested getting. Let me see about him. Curtis Martin. Yeah, so he's an A. Okay, so that's good. First base, we got Quiroz. We can try to sign. Make sure he's good. Yep, he's an A. And then farm director, we'll try. He's gonna be a C again, isn't he? Durability. Let's try him. Okay, he's a B, so I'm okay with that. Alright, so we should be good. They should sign. Accepted, accepted, accepted. Okay, cool. So we're pretty much done. Now, before we get into the regular season, which will be the next video, I just want to see if we can make any trades here. So real quickly, see if we can get anything for Souza Jr. I'll probably do this off screen just to save a little bit of time. So once I find something, if I can find something, I'll meet you guys back at this screen in just a second. Alright, so the deal that we're going to be making is Souza Jr. to the Dodgers for May and Uribe. 2 prospects. One is 23, B potential. I really like his walks per 9. That's kind of like the main thing that I'm looking at now. And then Dustin May, who's 22, B potential. His walks per 9 a little bit lower, but a couple of other attributes are a little bit higher. 2 guys that probably won't have any, you know, potential impact on the major leagues for another probably 2 years or so, but you know, good guys to have in the prospect in the good prospects to have in the organization. So we're gonna go through with this. Again, Souza Jr. isn't necessarily like a big name, so we're not gonna necessarily be able to get really good high top prospects back for him. So I think these 2 guys, especially together, is a good deal, a good package for him. So we're gonna go through with that. Alright, so I wasn't expecting to make this trade, but the Orioles have this starting pitching prospect, Dale Ashburn, who's 21, A potential, 64 overall. And he's actually number 8 in the top prospects, so he's pretty highly touted. For some reason, they don't really consider him much, I guess. So, you know, they're pretty much willing to take him for a lot of lower rated players. And Gabriel Maciel, 21 C potential, 62, is able to make it go through. So we're going to do this trade just to add a nice starting pitching prospect and A potential to our organization to help it out. So we're going to do that one. It's not going to help us again anytime soon, but in a few years he very well could be a very good pitcher. Yeah, and I think that might be it. We have 87 guys. I just want to see. We could use another shortstop, another third baseman, maybe even 2 shortstops that we could pick up from free agency. Just to fill out. I don't necessarily need anyone great either. Just someone to fill the organization up. Maybe this guy, Palacios. And then I wouldn't mind Escalona here. He's a D potential. All right, so. Trying to see which one is the best. I think him. Borowitz. Franz Borowitz. Welcome to the team. And then a third baseman. He's 20. Oh wow, he's pretty good. Then again, whenever I sign these guys who are pretty good, but are lower than like a B potential, they never work out for me. But we'll sign him anyway. We'll sign him anyway. 580, I can do that. Okay, so that's good. So I think we're pretty set now. I just want to make sure that there's nobody else here that I wanted to move on from. Our starting five is Godley, Walker, Eovaldi, Corbin, and then probably Nova over De La Rosa. Excuse me. And then we have, a couple guys who are capable of filling in if we need them. Bullpen looks pretty good at the top. I'm a little unsure. Whoa, Taylor Rogers was not an 86 before. He was a 79, and he was declining quite a bit. Alright, I'm going to keep an eye on him, because if he starts to decline again or he does bad, I got to move him. But for right now, I want to keep him. Yeah, so the bullpen looks pretty good. We got a bunch of prospects here that are going to be impacting us, maybe even as soon as this year, at least for Sasaki, maybe prior, but definitely in the next few years to come. And then catchers were good. We still got Goldschmidt, Harrison. We got a lot of second basemen: Harrison, Marte, Peterson, Spangenberg, Andujar, Cabrera, Okada now. He's on the 40-man roster. Leyba, who I don't think is ready just yet, but maybe in a year or so. And in the outfield, we have Hoskins, Schwarber, Gonzalez, Pollock, Owings, McCutchen, Brito. Pretty good. I'm hoping that they play Schwarber, because for whatever reason, they won't play him even if I have him in the starting lineup. So it's a little weird to me. But we'll have to keep an eye on that as well as keep an eye on Taylor Rogers. But yeah, that should just about do it, guys. We're gonna continue with the regular season in the next video. I'm gonna kind of set the lineups and the pitching rotations off screen just so that it can be a little bit quicker and won't take up time. But yeah, hopefully this season goes a little bit better than last year's. Really quickly, what are two things actually? What is the budget at? 129. And we're still plus 316k per week, so we're still good there. And then what are we rated? We're rated 8th, which may change. We're not 30th in both speed and defense, which is amazing. I have such terrible luck, or just, it's not even luck, I think I'm just bad at that. I'm bad at building a team that has good speed and defense. But yeah, so we're looking good right now. Again, we're going to have to see how it plays out during the regular season. Hopefully it goes well for us, better than last year, like I said. But until the next season and until we get started with the season, I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And until the next one, I will see you guys later.